Hey guys, this is Comic Uno. I know I did a weird entrance. I'm using a different camera for this review only. These three reviews I'm uploading now because my camera's battery's broken, so I'm using my old, my brother's old camera. So that's why the quality actually might look better to you. But yeah, this is gonna be the review for X-Men's Days of Futures Past. I will have a couple of spoilers, but not towards the beginning, so I will have a warning when the spoilers are coming. Yeah, let's talk about the movie. This is obviously a very famous X-Men story arc, which has to do with Kitty Pryde, not Wolverine, so they changed a lot for the movie, which I'll obviously talk about during the review, because I am a very big Kitty Pryde fan, as you guys know. She's my second favorite character ever. So yeah, with this movie we get to see that the future sucks, because they are humans, the government, use Mystique's powers to create better Sentinels, and it's destroyed not just mutants, but humans who are going to give birth to mutants. So that's a lot of humans. So the world's pretty much being destroyed, and Kitty Pryde brings back Wolverine to the past to stop Mystique from killing the person who created Sentinels. And it's really that whole journey of Eric, of Charles, their friendship or not friendship, and how will this affect Mystique's choice to kill the person who created the Sentinels, and how could Wolverine stop her? And really, Wolverine does stop her at that point to kill where she originally killed the person who created the Sentinels, but Eric screwed everything up. So it's really Eric who, again, screws everything up, because Eric is really the main villain of the X-Men. It was always the mutants against mutants, and we're seeing that a lot throughout this movie. So that's pretty much what happens here, and then in the end they fix everything, and we don't really know what's canon and what's not canon after this movie, because Jean Grey's still alive. Doesn't seem like she went through the Phoenix, and it seems like everything's really normal, so we don't know what happened, and again, what didn't happen, because Wolverine was stuck in the water for a while, and Mystique took him. So did Weapon X still happen? Probably, but we really don't know how this affected the X-Men. So did I like this movie? Honestly, yeah, I really had a fun time with it. I thought it was a really good sequel to X-Men's First Class, which I really was so surprised of when it first came out. I remember when that first movie came out, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna really like this. Like, I mean, I like the X-Men franchise, but will I like these newer characters? And I really enjoyed it. It was a great cast, and still here, we have a great cast with Nicholas Hoult playing Beast, which I thought he was a great Beast. Jennifer Lawrence, one of my favorite actresses, as Mystique. I thought she did a good job here. James McAvoy as Charles Xavier. I just think it's a really great cast for our X-Men, and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think he did a better job in these type X-Men movies than he does in his own Wolverine movies. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun ride. I really liked the story, and I like that they use Wolverine. So let me discuss this before anything of what I liked about the movie extremely. But yeah, a lot of people had complaints that Kitty Pryde wasn't the person who went back. And I kind of understand in the movie universe why they wouldn't do that, because they never really developed her character in the X-Men franchise, and I saw that in this movie, honestly. They didn't give her much depth to her character. Maybe it's Ellen Page. I'm gonna say I really don't like Ellen Page as Kitty Pryde. Like her as actress, liked her in Juno, liked her in Inception, but I don't like her as Kitty Pryde because I just don't think she fits the character. I don't think it's her fault. It could be the script's fault, because she just hasn't had depth, and you can see that between Wolverine and Kitty. They have a great friendship in the comics. They have one of the best father-daughter relationships, in my opinion, and you don't see that in the movie because they never developed that. They actually exchanged that for Rogue and Wolverine, and that's something you have to see. The X-Men universe of the movie universe is very different from the comic book universe. And again, especially for Kitty Pryde, they never gave her enough depth to make her hold her own movie. Is she a character that can? Yes, in the comic book she definitely can. That's my opinion. But for the X-Men universe, not enough depth there, and you saw that in the couple of scenes that she was in, and I didn't love the scenes that she was in. Again, I think someone else should have played Kitty Pryde. That's just my opinion. But what did I like about this movie a lot is, I think, honestly, between Charles, Magneto, and Mystique, or Raven, that was the problem, the three people are main characters in First Class and them butting heads, and we continue that, and that's how you really know it's more of a First Class movie or a First Class sequel than it is to a sequel to the other X-Men movies. Is Bobby Drake included? Is the older Charles Xavier included? Yes, but that's really just a side story. It's just to have momentum to go to the First Class sequel. And that's what I like. I like that they didn't focus too much on the future, because then that would get really confusing. I think they just did it enough. Maybe 5 minutes too extra, honestly. I think they could add a lot less of the future stuff and went to the past stuff, because that was mostly the movie. So I did like that a lot. I really liked, again, the relationship between all three of those. And when Mystique, you know, didn't shoot the person that created the Sentinels, I like that Eric was still the villain. He messed everything up. The movie could have been a lot shorter if Eric didn't mess everything up. And it's interesting because we don't know how humans see mutants now, because a mutant did save the world, and that was before, I guess, mutants obviously were hated. So does humans like mutants? I think that's an interesting topic, because that first cover, that first page of the newspaper showed that mutants saved, you know, the White House. So I'm really intrigued to see humans' point of view of mutants, because that's actually been really told a lot throughout the X-Men movie franchise. So I really like that that aspect, and I like really the journey of Mystique and how she changed as a character, but in the end she was still the Raven we saw in the First Class movie, and maybe the Raven that Charles knew. So I liked it, and again, personally, I think Wolverine was a good addition. I really think, even though it was mostly for popularity, maybe also, I think it was a good fit, and honestly was needed story-wise to put Wolverine in the front lines instead of Kitty Pryde. And really the only problem I had with this movie was probably the length. It was very lengthy. I mean, I saw it at 11 o'clock at night. So I was getting a little drowsy. I thought the beginning, I was like, alright, kind of get to the story already. So I think it was maybe 25 minutes, a little bit too lengthy. But other than that, I really, really enjoyed this movie. So I'm going to give it 4.25 stars. Again, the length does shorten it a little, and I still have to compare. Do I like First Class better? Do I like this better? Because it was a little bit jumbled because of two different timelines they're trying to do, but I think they did it pretty well. So I'm going to give it 4.25. I really enjoyed this movie as an X-Men movie, had a lot of fun with it, and I think it's a great First Class sequel. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Really looking forward to the next X-Men movie that they showed a little glimpse of with Apocalypse in the end. Or at least, you know, we're going to get to Apocalypse in the end. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please tell me in the comments below what you thought of X-Men Days of Futures Past, and I will see you guys later. Bye. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and The Right Situations. And don't forget to like my Facebook page. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.